Alright, welcome to the Let's Play of Battlefield 1. This is going to be episode 4, playing Avonti Savoia. I'm really excited for this. Let's get into it. Thank you guys for joining.
Everyone was affected by the war. Every corner of the world was touched. The human spirit drove us to fight where no one had dared to go before. Whether it was the mountains of the Alps, or the skies above, we found a way. They said this would be the war to end all wars. But I wonder if there will ever be an end to human ambition and our will to destroy.
Deep. It's a good motto to live by. Not really. If you don't live by it, you're dead.
Dad? You up there? Are you all right? We're ready for you to cut the cake. Wow, these are incredible.
Yes, it was an incredible time.
You looked very handsome in that uniform.
That's not me, that's Matteo.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry, Dad. Take as long as you need.
No, it's okay, Tesoro. It's time I told you what happened to him. It was during our last battle together, just a few days after our 21st birthday. My brother's battalion had been ordered to capture a fort deep into enemy territory. I wasn't going with him. I was part of a special unit with a different mission. Our task was to support Matteo's battalion. We were a proud unit. We changed the war for Italy. The Arditi.
That's pretty sweet.
La vittoria!
Così!
Tutti
Avanti,
accampati!
Cannone campane!
While
The
Matteo
amount
was
of
pushing
detail.
forward, I had to fight up the mountain and take out anything targeting his unit.
Just hearing this story makes me worry for you.
Don't worry, I was in a full suit of armor. Besides, the Arditi were proud volunteers. We would have done anything for Italy. A church was sitting at the base of the path. Enemy troops had fortified it. I had to fight them first.
I feel like it's more accurate when you don't aim. Got mud on the gun, on the bullet, in the magazine. We're a mess. Move slightly faster. It's wild, the health regeneration for this guy.
All that was left after the flame troops was some truly ours.
What is this? An SMG? Oh! Traitor. Wow. He's so strong.
There was an
I think it's
artillery
just the
gun that was
suit.
shelling us and Mateo's unit. I had to destroy it.
And he was still heading to the fort?
Right. I had to make sure he got there.
Yeah, I want this gun. This gun is nice. Up, Wilhelm.
Matteo and the entire Italian offensive was in danger as long as that artillery gun remained. So I had to take it down.
Where's his brother at? I don't know. Looks like I should know this. He's on another mission nearby. Like an LMG SMG. Like, a very lightweight LMG. Better get away. you. Come on. There we go.
The only way to ensure that my men were safe was to blow up the gun itself.
Up. Boom!
That explosion was one of the sweetest sights of the war for me. But there was no rest. I could see an anti-aircraft gun over the next ridge that was taking out our planes, and that was my next target.
Weird, you can only carry 120 rounds for that.
The gun was manned by Austro-Hungarian troops. I had to remove them before I could use the gun myself.
Go around back. This is awful. There's no mercy.
I take down the last man, but then I hear a noise that I will never forget. They were targeting Matteo's unit below me, so I do the only thing I can. It was me against an entire enemy bomber squadron. We had no reinforcements. If those men were killed, our advance would be completely halted, and I would have lost Matteo. After the first few went down, they started targeting me. I had to stand my ground.
Already armored, and then I'm slightly protected by the turret. I will live forever. Really? If we get close, I die. Sadness! No! No!
It was me against an entire enemy bomber squadron.
Oh, from the start. Okay.
We had no reinforcements. If those men were killed, our advance would be completely halted, and I would have lost Matteo. After the first few went down, they started targeting me. I had to stand my ground.
your armor?
Of course, of course. Nothing could dent it. But then the planes veered away. When I got up, I thought I had died and gone to hell. They blew up the mountain. They buried us. They buried themselves.
Oh, God. Mateo.
I had to find him. So I went down into that hell. It was my only choice.
Is that a gun from one of the planes?
I had to find Mateo. He could have been anywhere. I started with the first thing that came through the fog. There were allies pinned inside lodges. I needed to save them.
Like, I think they're guns that you can only have in...
Dobbiamo passare al prossimo obiettivo! Sono nel nostro territorio! Non cediamo!
We could hear them before we saw them. Armored vehicles coming from the enemy far.
But you didn't have your equipment anymore.
There were crates of enemy weapons in the lodges that we scavenged and prepared ourselves with.
What I did before, sadness. He wasn't quite as young. Oh no.
We could hear them before we saw them. Armored vehicles coming from the enemy fort.
But you didn't have your equipment anymore.
There were crates of enemy weapons in the lodges that we scavenged and prepared ourselves with.
Same gun. Another one. I didn't realize that one was there before. Oh, wow! I just need to stay in the cabin and let everyone else kill him. Because that's ridiculous.
We could hear them before we saw them. Armored vehicles coming from the enemy fort.
But you didn't have your equipment anymore.
There were crates of enemy weapons in the lodges that we scavenged and prepared ourselves with.
Distruggiamo ogni cosa!
Avanziamo! Avanti! Forza!
Non sprechiamo colpi! Forza, così! Stiamogli addosso! Sei... Mi sembra di meno!
Ci sono degli alleati in quella casupola!
Il prossimo è per te! Mangio il mio meglio scappare! Colpo, soldato!
Let's do this!
Ehi, bastardo, prendi questo!
Up, forgot to reload. Maybe the...
Through sheer force of will, we took out their firepower. The lodges were safe, and I had to move on.
You never said, was Matteo in those lodges?
No, the men said his unit had made it further up.
Dobbiamo salvare i nostri...
Every part of me wanted to get out of the trenches. But I could hear Italian yelling. I knew my friends were trapped. Everywhere I looked, too late. I felt alone among ghosts. After a while, I couldn't even look at the bodies. We had to have made it to the fort.
There are collectibles. I didn't know. I am very disappointed.
things I saw, Tesoro. I had to convince myself I wasn't dead.
Like what?
Fire.
Okay, where did the explosion come from? Oh goodness. Get back into it. Come on, hurry up and load. Takes forever. That's the only problem. Okay, it's gonna move us all the way back here. That's really dumb. Ah, you found one place, but we're not gonna give you a checkpoint. You found 12.
Every part of me wanted to get out of the trenches, but I could hear Italian yelling. I knew my friends were trapped. Everywhere I looked, too late. I felt alone among ghosts. After a while, I couldn't even look at the bodies. I had to have made it to the fort. Some of the things I saw, Tesoro. I had to convince myself I wasn't dead.
Like what?
Fire. Fire everywhere.
Oh my, jeez. Come on. I'm just gonna skip all the enemies, I guess. I guess there's no way you can just sit there and defend. Just gonna keep sending them after you. That's dumb. Again, way back here.
Every part of me wanted to get out of the trenches, but I could hear Italian yelling. I knew my friends were trapped. Everywhere I looked, too late. I felt alone among ghosts. After a while, I couldn't even look at the bodies. We had to have made it to the fort. Some of the things I saw, Tesoro. I had to convince myself I wasn't dead. Fire. Fire everywhere.
Why are things floating on top of me?
There were two ways into the fort. I could either go through the underground tunnels or above ground by circling around the back.
Not through the front?
I no longer had my armor. It was impossible.
Oh my goodness, what was that?
There were two ways into the fort. I could either go through the underground tunnels or above ground by circling around the back.
Not through the front?
I no longer had my armor. It was impossible.
Stiamo sparando. Why? Why wouldn't you? Oh, no. I don't understand. Okay. I'm gonna give this a try. What do you mean clear the Austrian horn? What does that mean? OV?
I don't know how. I just knew Matteo wasn't there.
Okay, so knew it wasn't him, but still fought my way.
I still think about that field. Every day. I'd almost stopped looking. Started giving in to the hope that Matteo had escaped. And then...
No! No!
He never got older. And here I am, still. Who decides such things? Buon compleanno, Matteo.
Alright, thanks for joining me. It was a struggle, but we finally made it. Check tomorrow for class.